News Bharati presents the Bharat Talks podcast, a one stop destination for your mindly needs. At Bharat Talks, we discuss topics of growing national significance with intellectuals and pioneers of various fields. In today's episode, we will be discussing how the world is receiving the historic event of Ramlalla's consecration taking place on January 22nd in Ayodhya. Hello everyone, I am Himali Nalaude and I welcome you all to a fresh episode of Bharat Talks. Today we have with us Dr. Yashodhan Agalgaonkar, who is an honorary dignitary with the International Commission for Human Rights and Religious Freedom. He is also a fellow with India Global Think Tank. Hello sir.
Hello, how are you?
I am great sir. So finally, after a struggle of almost 500 years, Ramlalla is coming back to his Janmabhoomi, and we all, the entire world, will be witnessing the consecration ceremony on 22nd January. So what is the influence of this event on the Hindus across the globe and their consciousness of their Hindu identity?
Yeah, Hindus across the globe are quite enthused with this particular thing, of course. Of course, Hindus in different countries such as United Kingdom as well as the United States of America and Canada are in a celebratory mood. And especially very interesting fact which we have been observing there in North America and United Kingdom is second generation Indian Americans or second generation British Hindus who have been born and raised in the United Kingdom and US. They are also very happy with this because they can see a sort of a cultural revival, and they have been brought up by with listening the stories about Rama, so they are quite enthused.
Okay, and how is the Western world receiving this event, the non-Hindus?
Well, you have to categorize, when we say Western world, you have to categorize Western world into say a different segments. So as I said, like Hindu Americans are very happy, or British Hindus are very happy. So if you look at the other segments of the society, say media or say academia or non-Hindus or Americans, there are different kinds of reactions which you can see. So if we first for example look at United Kingdom, then recently in Parliament there was a side event and some of the member of parliaments did attend. So even the politicians in the United Kingdom, they were taking a note of this particular movement. In the US, they are slowly understanding what it means for Hindus and how Hindus are looking at it from the perspective of cultural revival and their identity and how much they love Ram. So American politicians are coming to terms with that. If you look at media if we look at the Western media as such, Western media is a little more, has been having a cultural Marxist tonality. So they have been giving some mixed reactions about whole thing. They understand the enormity of the event. They understand that it's a huge event, but they have some mixed reactions there. And I think as far as Americans who are non-Hindus are concerned, we have to take this moment and significance of this particular moment up to them.
Right. When we look at the event, the Ram Janmabhoomi, the temple, it is in progress. The construction will be completed in short time. So once that happens, if we look at the construction in lines with religious tourism and temple economy of India, so how is it going to impact in consideration of international players?
Oh, that is very interesting question. So I think the businesses across the world, they have been already noticing that completely, because from the perspective of the tourism, there is a recognition that, you know, British Hindus or Canadian Hindus or Hindu Americans would like to visit here, and that it has been recognized widely. You might have read the recent news that, you know, Coca-Cola is trying to have some Coca-Cola cans which are colored which are having same color as a temple color basically. So if it is reaching the corporate headquarters of Coca-Cola, you can be sure that the most of the multinational companies and Fortune 500 companies across the world have taken a note of that, and they have been designing their business strategies and reach out strategies and marketing strategies from that particular perspective. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the business, I think the world business is taking note of it. Not just the Coca-Cola, but even if you look at the Reliance, they are launching a soft drink. They already have a soft drink, but they are trying to take a note of the temple construction there. So everybody, even other corporations such as Parle now, which is I think owned by Coca-Cola, they're also taking a note of that. So businesses across the world have taken the note of the event here.
BJP in India is the only political party so far that has put this, it's not an issue, but okay, so it was on the agenda. And they have been successful in fulfilling the dream of so many Hindus across the globe. So how is this event of the consecration ceremony going to play a role in the coming elections in India in consideration of BJP? And how is that going to change India's role in global politics?
Well, if you look at it from the perspective of the elections in India, I think definitely BJP has fulfilled the promise of the construction of the Ram temple, and they deserve the credit for that. If you look at the world politics as such as politics in America, you have to understand that there is a smaller percentage population of the Hindus, but most of the politicians have come to realization, even in the West, that this issue was very close to the American Hindus, close to their hearts. So I'm pretty sure that American politicians will take a note of that. Also, if you'll see that British parliamentarians are already taking a note of it. So there was a side event recently in the United Kingdom in which they have taken a note, and some of the British MPs have attended that particular event. What has been happening is really American Hindus, or even they are doing a lot of car rallies, they are going to temples. Most of the temples across America are celebrating. So naturally politicians are taking a note of that, even in the West. When it comes to the significance of India across the world, I think it's a very significant event, and it in a way establishes the rich cultural heritage which Bharat has. And so the point is that it's a journey from India to Bharat, which has begun with this particular temple. And I think whatever is the elegance of the Indic culture or a Hindu culture, world will soon get to know about it. So it's a great event, and I think India's, because Rama is also connected with so many concepts, and mostly since your question is about the policy and the politics, Rama is connected with the Rama Rajya, which is good governance model basically. So basically the concept of Rama Rajya, even the world will get to know. So India's journey and India's image as a spiritual democracy is getting celebrated, and world is taking a note of it.
So another question is, since there are so many layers to the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, another layer is the clash between Hindus and Muslims. So there are a lot of parallels that are drawn between what has happened at Ayodhya and, for example, what is happening in Jerusalem. So on those lines, what is your takeaway?
Yeah, see, the point is that we need to understand that Ram has been closer to the hearts of all the Bharatiyas and Indians, and that includes Muslims. They may not be praying to Rama, but many Muslims respect Ram, right? So we have to look at it from that perspective. So if you have to take a word in a Urdu, Ram, they may not be doing ibadat of Ram, but they do izzat of Ram, right? So they really respect Ram. So I think there is a significant section of Indian Muslims, they do respect the Rama and Krishna. So there are a lot of Urdu poetry is there which is about Rama and Krishna. So Indian Muslims are not a monolith. So, and we have to also try and appreciate that Indian Muslims have a different identity as compared to the global Islam. So, shades of global Islam which are maybe, having a little more of a radical element, those shades does not really exist amongst the Indian Muslims. So as you have seen, Indian Muslims have welcomed this particular move. I mean, after the Supreme Court decision, most of the Indian Muslims have accepted this particular decision of the Supreme Court unequivocally, because they have a larger identity of Bharatiyata or Indianness in their mind. So I think from that particular perspective, we cannot apply the global templates of religious difference of opinions to Bharat, because Bharat has always been a very syncretic culture, and it has assimilated the Muslims or other religions really well. So I think it is a celebration for all the Hindus and Bharatiyas and Indians, regardless of religion, because Rama is such an inspirational figure for everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much.